I flash back to the 1970s when grabbing food meant blinking neon signs, crazy menus, and pure unfiltered fun. We're talking hot dogs steamed in beer, ice cream sundaes delivered by staff on parade carts with sirens blaring, and burger bars where you built your own madness. Most of these wild, awesome places vanished, but today we're resurrecting their memory. Here come 20 legendary restaurants from the 70s we'd kill to see again. Buckle up, time machine engaged. And if you found this eye-opening, please hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach our first 1,000 subscribers. Number 1, Howard Johnson's Hojo's. Imagine driving cross-country in 1974, your tank's low and your stomach's rumbling. And then, from a mile away, you spot a bright orange roof with a steeple reaching for the sky. That's Hojo's calling. Hojo's didn't just serve food, it served 28 flavors of legendary ice cream. Yes, 28. Inside, Formica tables, pastel uniform servers, and a menu stacked with fried clams, pot pies, and comfort meals that felt like a hug after a long drive. But get this, their ice cream recipe doubled the usual butterfat, making every scoop ultra creamy and addictive. It was the kind of place where families paused their journey and made memories, not just meals. Today's drive-thrus can't compete with that vibe. Hojo's was more than a restaurant. It was a roadside shrine to Americana. And yeah, we want it back. Number 2, Burger Chef. Before Happy Meals conquered the world, Burger Chef was already giving kids toys with burgers and parents something to smile about. By the early 70s, this chain had around 1,200 locations, making it a serious burger empire. What made it stand out? A build-your-own burger bar, the Works Bar, flame-broiled patties, and crazy creative promotions. Think burger plus ice cream, plus toy plus poster, all at once. Kids felt like little kings. Parents got a quick meal that felt new and modern. And the whole experience screamed fun, fast food with soul. Hardee's swallowed Burger Chef in the 1980s, but the memory of those fun meals? Pure gold. A revival would crush it. Number 3, Lum's. Lum's didn't just serve hot dogs, it made hot dogs weirdly wonderful. Their signature beer-steamed hot dogs. Yes, steamed in beer. Only in the 70s could someone think that's a great idea. And somehow, it worked. What started as a small Miami hot dog stand exploded into a 400-plus location chain across the U.S. Inside, the vibe was more tavern than fast food joint. Wood-paneled walls, almost pub-like ambiance, and a menu full of unapologetic comfort food. Their Ollie Burger? Rumored to use a secret 32 spice mix. People still swear by it. Today we get bland burgers. But back then, Lum's was bold, weird, and delicious. We miss that kind of boldness. Number 4, Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. Walking into Farrell's was less like eating dessert and more like entering a carnival. Employees in striped vests and straw hats, the menu printed like a tabloid, and sundaes huge enough for 2 families. Their signature Zoo Sundae, served on a stretcher, delivered by a drum-beating crew, complete with sirens and festive fanfare. Birthdays there felt like a rock concert entrance. They even had a joke low-calorie menu. Because after their portions, who cared about calories, right? Farrell's wasn't just about ice cream, it was about spectacle, joy, and that sugar rush nostalgia we all crave. Today's minimalist dessert cafes could take a lesson. Number 5, Steak and Ale. Steak and Ale wasn't fast food. It was a cozy wood-beam tavern where even a Tuesday night felt special. Think low lights, stained glass lamps, and an atmosphere that whispered, "Tonight we dine fancy, but affordably." On the menu, prime rib, endless salad bar, and hearty portions that didn't punish your wallet. It was classic comfort with a touch of class. In an age of overpriced gourmet burger joints, steak and ale felt like a hug, warm, simple, and satisfying. It was the kind of place where anniversaries, date nights, and family dinners felt genuine again. Modern chains may offer design and hype, but they can't replicate that old school tavern soul. That's why we miss steak and ale. Number 6, Geno's Hamburgers. Geno's Hamburgers came from an unexpected place, the Gridiron. Founded by NFL legend Gino Marchetti, this chain brought athletic-sized appetites to the fast food world. Their burgers were massive, fries and shakes oversized, and some locations even offered KFC-style chicken alongside burgers. Basically, a crazy mashup. The vibe, small-town fast food charm with ambitious menu ideas. It wasn't slick or corporate, just filling food served with personality. Even Muhammad Ali starred in a commercial for them in the 70s. That's how big they were. Yet by the 80s, Geno's was gone. But for many, the flavors, size, and heart remain legendary. 7. Sambo's. Sambo's was like a 24/7 pancake and breakfast dream. In the 1970s, it had over 1,000 locations, serving up fluffy pancakes, burgers, and diner-style comfort anytime you craved it. Early morning coffee? Check. Midnight breakfast after a party? Check. Family brunch? Double check. Sambo's had you covered. Later, the name got tangled up in controversy and the chain faded. But the idea? Cheap comfort food, always available in groovy diner rooms. That's something people still crave today. Maybe all it needs is a rebrand, and Sambo's could come back stronger than ever. Number 8, Puppin' Taco. Puppin' Taco was pure 70s kitchen sink fast food magic. Tacos and hot dogs and pastrami sandwiches and slushies, all from one menu. It was chaotic, unpredictable, and absolutely delicious. Founded in 1956 and spreading through Southern California, at its peak, it had over 100 locations. In 1984, the land got too expensive, so nearly all spots were sold to a bigger chain, and Puppin' Taco vanished. Today, it'd be a nostalgia bomb. Neon signs, bizarre food combos, slushies dripping down paper cups. People would line up. Number 9, Red Barn. Ever seen a fast food joint shaped like a barn? That was Red Barn. Giant red barn-shaped buildings you couldn't miss. Inside, fried chicken, huge burgers like the Big Barney, and one of the first self-service salad bars ever seen in a fast food chain. It felt homey, rustic, like eating at Grandma's barn, but with fries. At its peak, nearly 400 locations. But over time, corporate shakeups and poor business decisions buried the brand under real estate deals. We love high-end themed restaurants today, but nothing says retro Americana like Red Barn. Bring back the barn lights and the red paint. Number 10, Royal Fork Buffet. Royal Fork, the OG of buffet gluttony in the 70s. Picture long tables loaded with carved meats, steaming veggies, mountains of rolls, and desserts that kept refilling themselves. It was like Thanksgiving dinner every day. Families loved it. Kids felt like food superheroes. Wait, I can get another plate, and another, and maybe a third? This wasn't grab and go. It was sit-down chaos, clothes smelling like gravy, and plates stacked high. Modern buffets are sterile and sad compared to this. Royal Fork had soul, and we're craving it now. Number 11, Wags Meat Wags, a family-style diner chain born in the mid-1970s, owned by a drugstore company. Yes, seriously, Wags promised cheap comfort food, 24/7 availability, and a vibe somewhere between a roadside diner and greasy spoon joint. They served all-day breakfasts, burgers, pancakes, and late-night fries. perfect for night owls, travelers, or anyone craving a no-fuss meal at 3 a.m. At its height, dozens of Wag's spots dotted the map, but by the early 90s, the chain faded away completely. Imagine reviving that. Cheap eggs at midnight, greasy hash browns, faded vinyl booths, pure comfort food nostalgia. Number 12, Yankee Doodle Dandy. This one is a bit of a hidden gem. Yankee Doodle Dandy was a small burger and hamburger chain from the 1960s to the 1970s, mostly around Chicago suburbs, with a red, white, blue Americana vibe and the slogan, "Come on down where the good times are." By the mid-70s, they had a few dozen locations, and families loved the patriotic decor and classic diner hamburgers. They faded out in the late 80s, but the idea of a retro Americana burger joint feels timeless. Picture vinyl booths, jukeboxes, and cheeseburgers under patriotic neon lights. Number 13, All-American Burger Regional. In the 1970s, in Los Angeles County, All-American Burger served quarter-pound and even half-pound patties, a serious move when most burgers were tiny. Their chili burgers and hickory burgers stood out. To burger lovers in that area, they were a go-to after school or on weekends. Heavy patties, crispy fries, maybe a shake. The chain gradually dissolved by 1980 to 1981 due to financial troubles. But if revived with 70s styling and thick burgers, they'd probably attract a cult following again. Number 14, Noggles. Here's a shady West Coast flashback. Noggles started in 1975, serving Mexican-style fast food like carne asada burritos and tacos, before eventually getting merged into another chain in the late 1980s. Back in the day, for folks on the West Coast, a late-night burrito run at Noggles was the kind of cheap, tasty adventure everyone loved. Casual, quick, and a bit rebellious. The brand vanished after rebranding, but a throwback taco spot with Noggles vibes would hit differently today. Number 15, White Tower Hamburger, some remnants. White Tower was a burger chain that started decades ago, inspired by early fast food icons. It had small castle-like white buildings and tiny slider-style burgers. In 1970s America, these were quick, cheap, and simple meals, perfect for a generation just discovering fast food's convenience. Though most locations are gone, the memory of walking into those compact burger joints, ordering a simple burger and fries in a no-frills building, that's old school fast food charm we don't see much anymore. Number 16, Roy Rogers Restaurants. Roy Rogers, not the cowboy himself, but the restaurant chain famous for roast beef sandwiches, fried chicken, and classic burgers. At one point, they had hundreds of outlets across the U.S. In the 1970s, Roy Rogers was a go-to for folks wanting a bit more variety than typical burger joints. Chicken one day, roast beef the next, maybe a side of fries and shake. Over time, the chain shrank drastically, but a comeback with vintage wood-paneled decor and classic Americana menu could evoke powerful nostalgia. Number 17, VIP's Restaurants, Pacific Northwest Diner Style. VIP's was a diner-style chain popular in the 1970s and 1980s, especially in the Pacific Northwest. They served hearty breakfasts, late-night comfort food, and welcoming diner vibes. It didn't try to be fancy, just good pancakes, burgers, coffee, and a place where locals felt at home. As big national chains grew, VIPs slowly faded. But for people craving comfort food plus cozy diner atmosphere, the VIP's concept still holds major appeal. Number 18, Vale's Steakhouse. Vale's Steakhouse was a Northeast institution through the 60s and 70s, famous for hefty portions, old world charm, and steaks that made you feel like you'd struck gold. Whether you were celebrating a win or just treating yourself, Vale's was the place. Thick-cut steaks, buttery lobster tails, and that smoky, indulgent flavor that defined an era. Times changed, tastes changed, but a revival of that steakhouse grandeur? Mouth-watering and nostalgic. Number 19. Bennigan's Irish-American pub style. Although Bennigan's rose to fame slightly later, its roots trace back to the casual dining surge following the 70s style, feel like a homey pub with burgers, steaks, and comfort food. Back then, it was the perfect balance. Good food, friendly vibe, and a place where friends or families could chill without expensive fine dining prices. Today's world could use more of that relaxed, welcoming pub restaurant energy. Tarzer 20. Beefsteak Charlie's Buffet, a comfort food style. Beefsteak Charlie's, a restaurant that, in its heyday, offered all-you-can-eat comfort food and a no-frills buffet approach. Shrimp, meats, saucy dishes, generous portions. For many fans, it was the ultimate casual feast. Eat until you were stuffed, with affordable prices and no pretense. As eating out culture shifted, buffet-heavy spots faded, but a nostalgic revival with big portions and vintage vibes could easily draw in hungry crowds. And that's it. 20 unforgettable restaurants from the 1970s that vanished but left a permanent mark on our taste buds and memories. Neon signs, massive portions, quirky menus, parade cart ice creams. These weren't just meals. They were experiences, moments, and stories. Which one would you visit first if it came back? And if you found this eye-opening, please hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach our first 1,000 subscribers so we can keep uncovering the food secrets restaurants don't want you to know. Your support helps us bring you the truth about what you're really eating.